Oh, hey.
Oh, hi, we're live.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, we are.
Oh, goodness me. Kyle, you look on your camera right now like you are trying to look up like over a window to see. Your camera's like at chin level.
Doesn't help that I
Man.
have a dark beard and
No,
wear a
of
black
course.
shirt.
It's all good. I can't get any closer to my camera. Oh, I should probably hit record. Am
Oh,
I
shoot.
hearing echo? Oh no, I just don't have the stream muted. That's what it
Mmm.
is. Okay. Well, the tab muted. Remember, if you're lurking, only mute the tab if you're on browser. On mobile, it doesn't matter. You can shoot us to 0, it'll show you there.
Give me just a second here.
Yes, indeed. Record myself. I am recording. Are you recording, Kyle?
I am getting there.
Did you have it closed?
It was closed.
That would be important.
Yeah. Let's see. And this. It got rid of my everything.
It's okay. You can record raw
Hmm.
it and EQing it and everything later will do have the same effect as doing it while you record. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Give me just...
As long as your volume level's fine and you're not clipping, you're good to go.
Yeah. Oh. There we go. Don't want any background. I don't want to hear myself. That would have me showing up twice on stream.
Correct. It's okay. We've only been doing this for 3 months.
Yeah. Okay.
Not well in terms
There
of
we go.
recording the podcast. Not even that long.
I'm now recording like a professional.
Recording. How
Recording.
is everybody doing?
Hello.
Welcome to campaign 2, episode 2. To
Oh.
call it that I don't know if the first one's a campaign yet. It's the start of a campaign, and we put it on hiatus because we wrote stuff
It's a campaign.
that's all original.
It's a campaign.
It is a campaign. Yeah, we'll get back to it. I think maybe we'll do the Moonleaf Family Holiday Special or something.
Oh, Moonly Family Holidays in Hell.
Holidays in Hell. There we go. I'm not gonna get DMCA'd, otherwise I would sing a parody. Anyway, um, so Kyle, I believe, is doing our recap today.
Uh-oh. Hang on, I never hit rejoin as player.
Oh no, you
That
can't
way
be
I
a
don't...
DM in our
I
game.
can't be DM if I'm already the player. Earl, I'll be right back. Okay, so now while he can't hear us, let's talk about him. Ooh, that Earl, grr, darn, oh, darn, that Earl, grr. So hi. We've got some fun stuff for you today. Oop. There
It's a
we
nice
go.
thing to do.
Aha.
Where rolling an attack. I was just explaining and reminding to the chat that they
Well,
are allowed to use the
so
advantage disadvantage buttons
here's the
against.
thing. I'm streaming, not you. So they don't hear you when I
Oh, you
refresh.
didn't have anything. Oh yeah, because you're pulling it from Roll20. Okay, well here, chat. Now I'm actually talking. Reminder that you can use those lovely channel points or your beans, if you will, to give Kyle or myself some change ups to the game. You have 3 things you can do. You can one, that you can't do that, which would mess with either Kyle or myself and say, oh yeah, for this round you can't move, or for this round you can't do this. Nothing. If it's too much, I will call against it as the DM. But it could be a little fun. And then advantage is if you want to be helpful. Let's say Kyle's trying to attack something, and he wants to have a better shot at it. If you click that advantage button, that will give Kyle 2 rolls, and he takes the higher. Disadvantage does the opposite. 2 rolls take the lower. So just keep those in mind. We're having fun with those. Also, a reminder this all becomes a podcast. But if you're here, we hope you share the podcast around. You might not.
Yes.
Although, we'll say this if you listen to the podcast, you will get to hear fully fleshed out version of that beautiful song we sang and my original score throughout the episode.
Yes.
Sometimes dropped in by the lovely Kevin MacLeod who is the royalty-free music master.
And the two big locations you can find is the on Apple Podcasts and over at Google Podcasts. Though I have to double check with Google. They were
Yeah.
giving us there was a little bit of a delay with the release for the last episode, but um, we do for those of you watching this VOD or watching on YouTube, we do
Hmm.
live stream this game every other Sunday, and then we have the podcast released. Thank you for the alert, Bear Paladin. We have the podcast released not in the same week, but the following week's Thursday. Gives us time to get the edits done, as well as writing any original music, or if they're singing, to get those harmonies thought up and
Yeah.
recorded.
So, uh, Kyle, I believe you were giving
Boise.
Boise. How's it going,
Boise.
Boise?
What?
Why'd you just say Kyle?
Boise.
Earl is here too.
Hello.
It also me.
You made it just in time for story time. But actually, before we do the recap, I want to just remind everybody to grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack, and get ready to roll your death saves with advantage.
And why did I write that in B flat minor? No one knows.
No one knows. All right. So, like we said, story time. Last time was rather eventful. Uh, we were introduced to a handful of characters, including the first of a handful of characters that I will be playing throughout this campaign. We met Vatra, the fire genasi, who, over the course of the session, was revealed to be a uh, warlock with a fiend patron and was Pact of the Blade in his ability to summon a pact weapon in a quick little burst of flame. But Vatra and his bard associate, he would call him, Grenell, who is driving their cart, arrived in the town of Miasto, here in the country of Zemia. After quickly finding a tavern, which, as far as I know, is the only tavern within the town, they Vatra decided to walk around and just get the lay of the land, try to map out the town a bit. Noticed some rather shady looking cloaked individuals talking in an alley. When they noticed that he noticed them, they took off, and he received a warning in his head that said, "Follow if you dare." He dared, and he had a lovely conversation with some skeletal hand individuals. Sorry, I thought I was about to sneeze. Um, they said that they were in need of some assistance, and that he should await their message with where to meet them up and when. Meet up with them and when. He proceeded to go back to the inn because He was like, "All right, this is cool." Uh, however, when that's when he got to hear Grenel's song about a tale of creation that sounded oddly familiar to him. Uh, and Vatra, knowing that somebody can talk, send him a message, went upstairs to wait for that message, but it never came. So he was pissed, and he walked back to that original meeting's point to confront whoever was supposed to meet up with him. So they told him instead, just come to the cemetery tonight. He went to scope out the cemetery, had a brief conversation with a uh, acolyte of Tyr, god of justice, found a entry point, potential entry point, talked with uh, a shopkeep named Elia, who may or may not have been flirting with him. He doesn't know. Uh, and then waited until nightfall. Went to the graveyard, encountered these folks again. They brought him down below the earth. They started talking about what it was that they needed him to do, and it was revealed that everyone he talked to so far was actually a skeleton, sentient undead. And they had a little bit of a trial by combat to test him out, though he got smashed by the bruiser of their group. They talked a little bit more about him needing to befriend the church and help get an artifact back, and he's going to think about it. He went back to the tavern, fell asleep, and when he woke up, he looked very different, and he was acting quite a bit different. And that's where we are picking up today. Did I miss anything?
No, I don't think so. I would say the only thing about the very end there was after waking up, he opened a book, began writing notes feverishly, noticed that his countdown of days, uh, which there's like a 100 tally mark at the top, and I believe I said that
Uh,
he saw there were 77 days left. Is that
Instead of
correct?
80,
Instead
77.
of 80, so he seemingly has lost 3 days. In a bit of a panic, mentioned that he mentioned that he should go speak to Grenell about it.
Yes.
So we start there. We're in the Clumsy Ogre Tavern, which I named before, I believe. And yeah, you're upstairs, reminding the viewers instead of being all fiery skinned, you're now
Yes, instead of having bronze-colored skin with fiery reddish orange hair and that same color as these lines running across his body, he's got seaweed green colored hair and a like bluish green sea colored uh, skin with paler, almost glowing light green lines running across his body.
yeah,
He'll after he closes the book, which is a deep blue in color and has almost like wavy patterns, not unlike the lines on his body, uh, etched across the cover, around the spine, and on the back. But ever so faintly on the, you can see vague outline of a sea serpent. With as you if you look really close, looks as if there's some feathery wings on its back. But he closes the book. There's um, a very slight pop and a smell of seawater, and the book is gone.
yeah. So you are in a room in a tavern. You don't particularly recognize it. There's a window that is currently curtains closed.
He'll reach into his bag of holding and pull out his jacket,
Sure.
which is mostly black, and just has so as not to stand out. But he just has little gold accents on his shoulders. The lapel is also black on this jacket.
Cool.
Dons his armor, his shirt, his armor, and his jacket. Uh, Looks out the window. Just
As he looks out the window, I didn't describe the weather last time because your character last time probably wouldn't care.
mm,
So uh, it appears to be the end of fall, early winter. Uh, you can see what few leaves are left on the trees are blowing in a gentle, cool wind. They're mostly bare. You see large piles of red, yellow, and orange leaves scattered about the streets of the city. From the window, you don't see much more. It's a little bit of a cloudy day, but it's definitely the morning at this point.
all right.
So,
Okay. Let's do this. And
as
just
you're headed towards your door, you hear a slight knock on your door.
uh, yeah, yeah.
You hear the familiar voice of Grenell call out to you. Hi, just checking in on you. Sleeping in a little bit later than usual.
Opens the door. Sorry, I was just doing a little writing. How are you, Grenell?
Hey, water guy today.
Yeah,
Not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. Here in Miasto, and the city's beautiful.
yeah. Even amidst the cloudy weather.
Oh, I guess it is cloudy today.
Yeah.
Well, there's a breakfast waiting for you downstairs. I had old Ags, the bartender, there keep something for you.
Uh, yeah.
I'll meet
Thank
you
you.
down there. And Grenell heads back downstairs before you.
Okay. Yasto. Eggs. Okay. And then he'll go downstairs.
Yeah, as you make your way downstairs, you see just a pretty plain tavern. You see a goblin bartender who is already serving some patrons. You get the sense it's not quite as early morning as you might have originally thought. Probably
Mm,
more around 9 or 10 a.m. instead of a 7 a.m. start you might be more used to.
mm-hmm.
Uh, and yeah, you only see a handful of people in here. You see Grenell at the bar chatting away this goblin bartender. And you
Uh,
see next to him there's a plate of untouched breakfast food.
Morning, eggs.
He gives you kind of tilts his head, cocks his head a little bit. Need to do one thing. How's it going?
Oh, good night's rest. Does the body good. Does the mind good. Better mood today.
I see. He leans into Gretel and he whispers something. Gretel's like, "Oh yeah, you don't know about Genasi? They can change things up. It's just your old buddy from yesterday." Oh, sorry. Don't get out of these parts much. Sorry about that.
It's okay. We're not too common either.
Yeah, you won't see other goblins around town too often, so I understand.
mm.
Enjoy the food. Hope it's to your liking. You see him again, kind of whispers, kind of quietly to Gretel, like, "Why is he so much nicer today?" It's like, "Yeah, the water guy's better. I tell you, the water guy's better." Do you have any conversation with either of them at the bar?
um, um, uh, Ads, I just a quick question. Maybe you know the answer to this one. Uh, it's a little weird one.
Sure.
I'm looking for a cleric, but I know that I don't have any info other than the fact that they're an Enschel. So there's a pretty good chance that they're followers of a different deity. Uh,
I mean, best bet's the temple.
uh, how uh, how open are they to potentially talking about and recommending people of other uh,
Uh,
deities?
well, the following tier here, if you remember me telling you yesterday, God of
Yes.
Justice above all, um, more concerned with just keeping the law going. They're pretty open to people.
Okay.
You're certainly. I think you met with one of them briefly, so if I remember you saying correctly. But
Right. Right. I was just looking to I was just wandering about town, wanted to check in every on everything before like diving too deep in one part or the other,
sure.
as far as information goes.
Yeah, it's all new anyway.
Hmm.
Uh,
Start.
yeah, say temple's your best bet. I don't know of any particular cleric.
He'll start
Uh,
downing his food.
we get pretty. I'd say every month or two we get a handful of people traveling through, much like yourself. So could be that some of the faces I saw were, but most people aren't talking too much about themselves when they're here.
Mm,
Anything else about this cleric?
no.
All right, yeah, I'd start with the temple. They're probably your best bet.
Okay, thank you. He'll finish his food and head on out.
Okay. As he walks outside, he sees a handful of things. I'll describe them again just for the sake of it briefly. You see a shop that stands out as its yellow exterior, full covered in vines and other plant life. It says Elia's Little Shop of Oddities.
Oh,
The tavern you just came out of yourself. You see just down the street the temple. It's a relatively. I don't think I described the building too much last time. So the temple is just a small two-story, pretty plain white. Uh, it does have the symbol of Tyr right up on like the almost chapel top level, but not stained glass windows or anything like that. The windows are tall, but they're not particularly decorative, and it has a small like set of steps leading to a large set of double doors that go in. So you see that, and you see a handful of other like small shops, but they're not anything beyond clothing or food. There's a butcher, things like that,
okay.
and
Is
you
there
do
any
see. Okay.
is there any farmland?
You do. You can. Well, you don't know. Well, you know of Miasto in general, and Miasto has a set of farmland kind of around the exterior of the city, not so much in the main city.
Okay.
And you also see a large gated, what you believe to be a cemetery from this distance. That is not terribly far from the temple, but you kind of make it out from a distance.
Okay.
And there's families out. Uh, it's a relatively busy little day for the weather.
Okay. I'll head straight to the Temple of Tyr.
Okay. So as you're making your way down, uh, you see as you pass by the shop there, Elias' shop, you see a tall human woman with red hair poke her head out, and she kind of cocks her head at you for a second, and then just kind of goes back to her business, goes inside. Um, yeah, you make your way to the temple. You see the doors are so they opened kind of as you're approaching, but not doesn't seem like in response to you. And you see a human man walk out. He's dressed in uh, just nice robes, nothing crazy. He has shorter hair, and he sees you approaching, and he just kind of politely waves.
I wave as well, and just walk up and hi. I was here yesterday, and but was just first day in town, so I was just taking a uh taking a look around, see what was going on. Didn't really have time to have a full conversation with anyone. Was wondering if you had some time to talk.
And he looks at you for a second. He goes, "All right, you changed your clothes. Pardon me if this is a rude question. We don't get a lot of people looking like you here. Uh, you look quite a bit different than yesterday."
Yeah, that's um Genasi are able to, depending on experiences in life, are able to shift from one element to the other.
Knew I'd heard of something like this before. Side note, Kyle,
Mm.
the check they need to make to understand the Genasi change types is super low, and I keep failing. Yeah, he's the first one that actually noticed the clothing change, but couldn't figure out what your deal was. Anyway, it says, "Oh well, as I mentioned yesterday, Temple of Tyr here in City of Miasto.
Hmm.
Um, uh, my name is Brother Soren.
Sorry. Good
Put
to
that
meet
in
you.
chat for you.
Um,
Yeah, I'd be more than willing to have a conversation. I invited you in yesterday, but you seemed in a bit of a hurry.
yeah, sorry. I was a bit of a bad mood yesterday, and also just wanted to go out, see just a little bit of everything, and go back to rest. Been traveling on the road for a while. My
Sure.
name is Voda.
Voda, nice to meet you, Voda.
Uh,
This is our little temple. We follow the god Tyr.
don't mind me. I'm a bit of a note taker, and
Please,
snaps his finger in the book, appears, and his hand grabs pulls out uh, a little quill and inkwell to start writing stuff down while they're talking.
sure. And Soren says, "Well, I don't know much about the arcane, but
Uh, no, nothing about the arcane really. I'm on my way to Enschel, and
ah,
I've been tasked with finding a cleric all I've been told is that they're from Enschel.
you see his eyes kind of light up a little bit.
Um, I don't know anything else about them. So I'm not sure if Tyr has a temple in Enschel, if you're open to talking about what I might expect as far as other churches there. Um,
Well,
yeah.
I'll tell you what, you're in luck, kind of at least. There was a nice young man who passed through just a couple months ago.
Hmm.
Passed through here in Miasto. Said he was from Enschel. Cleric, I don't remember who he said he followed specifically, but he did stop by the temple a couple times. Uh, Nice enough young man, always carrying around mugs of ale, though. I say his name started with a D, I think. Damon, Damos.
That
Damos. That sounds right.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. I believe he said his name was Damos.
Damos. Okay.
Damos. I'll tell you what, though, he stayed with a member of our congregation while he was here.
Okay.
He stayed with Shelley.
Sh-
She's a farmer. She has a place out on the outskirts of the city.
Okay.
I can let you know where she's at if you need to ask her some questions. Fair warning, she is a bit intense, and she's unlikely to help you unless you're willing to help her.
Okay.
But that kind of comes with the territory of Tyr here. Balance and just. I try to tell her all the time she should do good for good's sake, but she's a little older. She's interesting. You know, on the note of conversations, just with your little book trick there, um,
Hmm.
without it sounding intrusive. You're looking for this cleric? You've been tasked. You said. What's your mission here? What are you doing?
All I've been told is to find them because they'll be useful and helpful in a cause I've been tasked with uh, completing, preventing.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
just
I'm not gonna
I have a
push.
timeline I'm trying to meet, and they are the first that I need to find.
Okay. That's fair. I tell you what, you gonna be in town in a little while?
Um, at least a few days.
Perfect. Do you
Renel,
like?
as long as Renel keeps performing well, we can stay at the Clumsy Ogre.
I'm sorry, I don't know Grenell.
Oh, that's my travel companion. He performs at taverns whenever he gets the chance.
Oh, I heard some people mumbling this morning about a bard rolling into town. Heard he made quite a performance.
Oh, he's quite good. Talks a lot, but he's quite good.
I've got a question for you. You want to come inside for a bit?
Oh, I assumed we were inside talking
Oh, we were just out on the
because I
porch.
had a I had a quill and inkwell scribbling
Oh, I guess
notes.
that's fair. Okay, well, as you entered, then
Mm,
you notice while the exterior of the temple was mostly plain, the inside has been decorated more intricately. The floor appears to be made of like a polished stone, but just general kind of large geometric patterns across the base, nothing particular. At the far side, there are some pews and a couple tables and just places to generally congregate.
okay.
Um, on the far side, it's not like an altar to like preach from, but there is a um, more of a spot to go up and kind of pray or give offering to Tyr in whatever way they would like. And at the front of the room, there is this large mural. Go ahead and make a religion check for me. Just curious how much Voda might know about Tyr.
Ooh, actually proficient. 12.
12. Okay, that's not a bad roll. You've heard of Tyr a little bit before, and you just got some information. You haven't seen a depiction of Tyr before, but you've heard of Tyr known as the maimed god. Uh, and this mural is pretty intense. I wouldn't say any kind of gore warning here, but it is a little bit intense for anyone watching. Um, the picture. This is the mural that is painted. So you'll notice that
Mm,
Tyr has no eyes depicted here and is depicted with only one hand. As the other hand is cut off, see the sword laying across the bare wrist there. So that's the image that they have up in this temple. Pretty intense. And behind it, there's a little bit more detail of like you see this general like justice scales kind of balance
mm-hmm.
behind him as well.
Okay.
Just pointing out that you see that. And then yeah, he takes you to like one of those tables, seeing that you plan on writing some things down as you converse, and you're kind of in a private space. Um, and he says, "We have a bit of a celebration coming up in just a couple days here. It's not exactly tied to the temple, but we tend to hold it as kind of being one of the institutions of town. You know, it's called the Winter's Beginning.
Tears
Just-
beginning. Okay.
yeah, we celebrate it here every year. The onset of the colder weather brings everyone together in their homes, here at the temple, at local businesses, you name it. It's all kind of a time where everyone's able to be closer together in the warmth. And I mean, look how beautiful our city is this time of year. um, and also, we also use it as a chance to celebrate balance. Not everyone in town necessarily uh, prays to Tyr at our temple, but it seems as though everyone at least respects his uh, general merits and what else you would like to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, now, and he gets kind of quiet and leans in. Can you keep a secret?
Yes.
I'm a little worried this year. So I don't know if you saw the cemetery on the way in. I think I mentioned this to you yesterday, but our
Yes.
town is a
Off
bit
to
of
the side there.
yeah, we have a bit of a problem with the undead here occasionally. The dead don't like to stay dead, and it seems in recent times they've become organized in a way. Now, I don't know if this organization has a name or how wide-reaching it truly is,
Mm-hmm.
but we have heard mumblings from folks about town that they might be looking to take something from us here. To us, it's kind of just a relic of the past. To them, seems more important. And
What? I mean,
I can show you in
how,
just a moment what it
how
is.
how would you know that that's the reason?
I don't know what they need it for, but it just sounds like from what people have spoken that they need it for something.
How, how do the how do these people that speak about it know that they want your relic?
Well, not everyone in town is on the up and up as we might be here at the temple, and we
Fair.
like keeping our ear to the ground to try to know the goings on of the town. We don't exactly have a town guard.
It's the nature of mortality. People
Yeah,
make decisions that aren't the best for everybody.
for sure. My thought is what they really need is I'll show you in a second. Um,
Hmm.
and he stands up and he leads you to the other side of the room, and then through into a back chamber where they have a really nice room, kind of similar design to this one. And when placed behind the glass chamber, you see they have a large staff, which is carved with more geometric shapes up its edges. And the head of the staff holds a large polished orange gemstone.
Hmm.
Go ahead and make a nature check for me.
Nature check.
I can't think of another way for you to determine what type of gem it is than that.
If it's magical, can I roll Arcana?
You wouldn't know if it's magical.
Checking some. Uh, I know this is a religious establishment, but do you mind if I take some time to um, cast a spell?
If it's something to determine what's going on here, I might just be able to answer your question.
Just the I have the ability to detect if items are magical.
Oh, please! I do not believe the item itself holds magical powers, but we don't have anybody checking for that here, so
I'll take 10 minutes to ritually cast detect magic.
sure. He kind of waits patiently and is interested in your
Yeah, I have to
spell casting.
flip from page to page in the
Yeah.
book. And there's just afterwards there's a little ripple that comes out from starting at the book, but rippling out from Voda, and there's a faint smell of seawater as he takes a look at the staff, then at the gem, and then anything else in within 30 feet.
You don't see any magical essence coming from the staff or the gem. You do notice that the holy symbol that Brother Soren is wearing appears to have some magical essence to it.
Is it a specific school of magic, or is it just kind of like holy?
Uh, you, being a caster, can recognize that this might be where he draws his ability to cast from.
Well, I mean, it's just detect magic allows me to know if it bears magic, what school of magic it
I
is. But
don't know what school of magic someone's arcane focus has or
okay,
focus
then
has
it's
to
just
it.
okay. It's just the focus then.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's just his focus,
it's
spellcasting
not like
focus.
a symbol of the cleric +1. Uh,
No, nothing crazy. It's just his ability, his
okay,
casting focus.
okay, okay. It's not magical at the very least. Then I'll go ahead and do that nature check that you asked
Sure,
for on the gem.
sure.
That is ooh, aw, 4.
It's orange. You
Ooh,
know that it's a pretty orange gem. He says, "We believe it to be jacinth, which
jacinth.
is which is similar to hyacinth. It's an orange gem." Once he says that, you can go ahead and make an Arcana check to see if you have any idea what type of spell or ritual would need jacinth.
Proficient in this one. That's why I asked before.
I know. I was getting to it.
Uh, 14.
14. I would say you can't think of an exact spell, but you know that it looks like rather expensive gem.
How do you
And you
spell
know that
jacinth?
JAC, I can type
JAC. I can type it. Got it.
it.
Jacinth.
It says we're unsure of the exact use they might need for it, but we know that even our own magic sometimes requires material components that cost a great deal, and it sounds like they have a specific purpose for this. To us, it is simply a passed down relic of the temple itself.
Okay.
Um, but I personally cannot think of a better time for them to attempt to have a distraction than our large celebration here,
Okay.
if they are looking to steal. You can't think of a specific spell, like I was saying, but you know that, again, yeah, higher level spells often need those types of components.
High tier stuff. Okay.
Hmm.
Hmm. Well, well, since you're worried about the uh, cemetery, I can take a look around.
Well, less worried about the cemetery, more just if you happen to be around for the celebration.
And that's in a
Eyes
day
are
or two.
useful. That is in at this point.
It's like tomorrow, isn't it?
It is tomorrow night. Yeah.
It's tomorrow night.
Yep.
Okay. Double check.
But the most helpful thing, to be honest, would be to just try to gather some more information as an outsider. There's some people about town, just general shop owners who hear a lot of things going down, or anybody you notice that they lead you to. Just if you happen to find any more information, please let me know. I only ask because, well, you're being so kind and you seem a capable sort, at least in terms of being personable, at least today.
Better mood.
So I thank you. He shows you on a map where Shelley's house would be,
Okay.
which is just again the edge of town. Um, and he says, "Yeah, if you do find anything, please let me know. And again, if you happen to be around, not that I plan on. Uh, I hope there's no fight, but at least eyes on the relic occasionally could be useful. We can make your effort. We can compensate you for your help if that is something you'd like. Again, we're all about balance here, so."
I mean, if only if there were to come to that, then sure, you can determine what is a fair amount. Fair is fair. All is even.
I like the sound of that.
Uh,
Did you have any other questions for us specifically here? Oh, on the topic of whether or not there's a Temple of Tyr, there is a temple in Enschel that is run by. I don't have a name for the person leading that. Let's find one real quick.
Jameson.
No. Um, Sorry, Brother Vance.
Brother Vance.
Brother Vance. Okay.
Okay.
Brother Vance runs the temple there. It's a bigger temple, larger congregation. Doesn't have the same hometown flair as ours here in Miasto, but if you mention that Brother Soren, I wouldn't, I don't know, sent you, or at the very least let you know about the temple. I do not believe that,
Gave a reference.
yeah, I do not believe that Deimos was part of our uh, following, but
Okay, I can at
they
least
might
ask.
have some, they might know more. Yeah. Enchel's a beautiful town, beautiful city, really. Um, well, I
Um,
thank you for your
yeah,
time here. You're welcome to come back at any point.
I wouldn't dare miss the festivities.
Did you have any other questions for him? For
No, nothing for him.
Okay,
Um, and as the last thing I'll do is I'll just flip to a page in the back,
sure.
and we had talked kind of about this mechanic about conversation. I'll just write in the back of the book Deimos with a question mark, close it and snap it away. And I'll take a look. I'll look for an answer later.
Sure.
But I will, just so I'm not carrying everything around at all the time. I will just put the book and the quill away. Okay. Shelley or shop owners? Shelley or shop owners?
You can roll for it.
Let's. Okay. Let's see.
I mean, the shop owners are on the way, but
True.
it's up to you.
There's Elias,
So,
shop of
Laya, there's Ags
well,
running the thing, who you spoke to a little, but you didn't speak to him
I didn't
about
speak to him
this.
about this. Yeah, there's Elia,
Uh,
there's eggs. Did you say there was like a blacksmith?
Yeah,
Or
there's a blacksmith as well.
okay, does it seem
Hmm.
like a shop like Elias, or just like it's a smithy where they like make
More of a
horseshoes
smithy.
and they make farming utensils, stuff like that?
Yep. It's more just they kind of make things
Okay,
and more of an outdoorsy shop. Although it closes off in the winter. I mean, like they can. It's not closed. They are able to kind of
close out the cold.
close out the cold. Um, and you haven't specifically talked to Grenell about what might have been going down the day or two before you woke up.
Yeah.
So
Uh, then I guess I'll just do a pit stop at those three locations: Elias
sure,
Shop of Oddities, Clumsy Ogre, and the Smith, the Smithy.
sure,
Just for the sake of information.
okay. Let's say you go into
Was
the smithy is at the
Elias
first. Smithy's first on the way,
okay?
closest to the temple. So you see a large half orc who is pounding away on some metal, back turned towards the front of the shop. No sign.
Hello.
One moment, and you hear a couple more pounds first to kind of get things in place. They cool it off. They go through a little bit of a procedure. Turn around, and you see that they have just an apron on, really really standard clothing. They're covered in like oil and grease and like and they're kind of holding the tools. They place them down on this counter and they kind of lean forward. They're taller than you, but you're not short, so kind of
Yeah,
lean down.
I'm 5'10".
Yeah, they're probably 6.5 feet tall. They're not like super tall, but they lean down. They
Okay.
they are just kind of a large figure in general, so they kind of lean onto the counter a little bit. Can I help you?
Um, hi. I'm looking for just going about town, getting an idea of what's going on. And I've actually been talking with Brother Soren at the temple.
Ah,
Uh, I heard there's some the undead or the dead aren't staying dead.
yes.
Just
You need a
I'm
weapon to fight them.
well,
They
I've
start, and then they start laughing. I'm just messing with you.
I've kind of got that covered, and he'll summon his book, and his hand will start to crackle, and his other hand will start to crackle with a little bit of Eldritch Blast energy.
Magic. I see.
It tends to be useful.
Well, I don't know too much about them, but you see that guy over there, and he kind of points towards the cemetery, and you see this guy. It's like you can't tell from this distance what they like, what race they might be, or anything like that. But it's like this rickety older fella, just kind of like cane walking near the gates, just kind of looking around. You can tell, sorry, even from this distance, that he's like a little bit off. He says, "Old Sven there is always at the cemetery."
And okay,
Yeah, I
can
don't know if he's got more
I
details than that, but
see if I can get the sense that he's just trying to give me the cold shoulder and brush me away?
make an insight check.
All right, ooh,
20.
20.
No, you can't. You can tell he's definitely like, I need to get back to my work,
Mm-hmm.
but doesn't seem like he's like lying. Uh, Sven definitely It sounds like Sven definitely roams the cemetery, and whether or not he truly thinks that Sven knows something, I mean, he kind of just said he might. So seems truthful enough, but definitely like giving you stuff to kind of be able to get back to work as well.
Okay. All right. I'll. What was your name?
Ah, Craig.
Is that with a C or a K?
K
Craig.
Krayg. If you need something made, I'm your guy.
Okay. Well, thank you, Craig. Uh, I will take your advice and go talk with Sven.
All right. So you make your way over to Sven.
Yeah, and excuse me,
Oh,
Sven.
this person sees you and just like drops the cane and like shuffles behind a tree and is like peeking out from behind it. Yes. What do you want?
I'll pick up the cane and hand it to him.
Very, very cautiously. Takes it really fast. Tucks it in.
Um, I've been talking with Brother Soren
Shaking.
at the
Shaking like this.
talking with Brother Soren at the Temple of Tyr, and I've heard about the undead issue. I was just I'm
Ah,
just
they're
hope
always here.
I'm just
They
hoping to
don't think
help out.
they don't think I noticed them. They don't think. They meet at the mausoleum late at night. And this sounds like ramblings of a madman. They're always covered from head to toe in these robes. They can't make them out. But last night was different.
Hmm.
And he's going to roll something. Wait a minute. Those clothes. I recognize your clothes,
Oh,
but you don't look.
they are Zemian in make.
Hmm.
Should I roll a deception check?
No, no, they probably are.
I don't know where we've been other than
No,
this
you're fine.
country.
I don't think you're wearing anything that stands out that much. He just noticed they looked similar to at the clothes. But you're not in the whatever. It doesn't matter.
No,
Last
no, no,
night,
no, no, no. Everything matters. I'm looking for information.
yeah, one of the the person I saw with them yesterday was wearing your type of clothes. There,
Hmm. Any other details?
it's gonna cost you.
Oh,
You got any food?
give me a second here. All I have on me at the moment are rations, but I could buy you a meal at the Clumsy Ogre.
Ooh, they don't like me there. You'll have to bring it to me. Any kind of squints. I kind of owe them money. Off the point. Fine. Bring me food later. That's fine. They messed up last night here. They brought a guy. He kind of reminded me of you, but red. He kind of eyes you up and down.
And he'll start scribbling in his book,
When the red guy showed up,
or he'll look like he's scribbling in his book.
sure. When the red guy showed up, one of the robed figures that are always so covered I can't make them out made a mistake. He took off his robe before they went in, and you won't believe what I saw.
Try me.
He had no skin, no muscle, just bones.
Oh,
And then they walked in there, and I couldn't see anything else. And I ran away because I'm weak and I'm scared and I'm not stupid.
definitely. The not stupid part. That was a very smart move.
I also
Um.
like chicken and potatoes and ale.
Okay.
What's your name? You already know mine. And he glares over at the blacksmith, who you
uh.
look over and make a perception check.
That is. Oh, nope. Missed the button. That is not great. 7.
They might be giggling a little bit.
Little did they know they actually
Yeah.
helped me out. Um. Okay. Um. Sven, where can I bring this food to you?
I'll be right here.
All day. I have
Well,
I have
I
other
can
stops
wait.
to make.
What time are you coming back?
I don't know. I have to go. I do have to go to the Clumsy Ogre, but I also have to go to Elias' shop, and I have to head out into the farmland.
Ah, well, why don't we say I'm in.
How about
Just
tomorrow?
before night.
How about
Tomorrow,
tomorrow?
tomorrow, tomorrow. Fine, tomorrow.
Okay.
That's fine. Before the festival,
Yes.
or and his eyes light up like festival food. Can you buy me festival food?
Depending on how much the festival food costs, sure.
I think it's. I don't know. They won't let me buy it.
uh,
And you see him leave this area, and he like goes to a house. And he goes in the house, and he closes the door.
can't just bring the
It's kind
food.
of a rundown house.
I can't just bring the food there. Yeah, whatever. Um, I'll head over to Elias.
Okay. You open the door to Elias' shop, and you hear a little jingle, which I can't play right now, but I'll add it in post.
Ding a ling a ling.
Oh, I meant the little song that I put in the podcast. Anyway,
Ah,
um, uh, and you see a tall human woman. Once again, red hair, rather tall. She's taller than you. She's like 6'2", 6'3", in that range. And she says, "Oh, how's it going?"
they make them big around here.
Oh, yeah, mostly just me and Craig there.
Well, that's half the people I've interacted with today. So the only person beyond that was a goblin. So
That's two Genasi in 2 days.
I mean, technically one. I'm able to.
Ah, sneaky. I know what you can do. I know what you
Okay,
can do.
not everyone does.
You're nicer.
In a better mood today.
He was more handsome though. And she kind of blushes and goes about her shop as she's talking to you.
As she turns around, just like handsome.
Maybe she likes red.
Maybe. Um. But I'm as you know, new to Miasto, but I was talking with Brother Soren at the church, and I'm just investigating a bit about the undead to see if anybody knows anything that outside of the normal congregation of the temple.
I know they like to steal.
Mm-hmm.
They've
Have they
tried to
taken
steal
anything
from
from?
me.
Oh, they they
They've
tried,
tried. I'm crafty.
and by the looks of it, pretty strong. And then he just like turns and he sees the warhammer
Yeah,
on the
there's a
wall.
warhammer on the wall. Yep. Well, I don't use that. I don't need that. I'm a little smarter than I am brawny, and you can tell she's got something she's tinkering with in the back.
Can I make
Uh,
it out in any way, or is it like, do I
oh, it's
just
just like scraps and
okay? I just see a bit
like
of a workshop
yeah,
station.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
cool, cool, cool.
She says, "Well, if you're the same one who was here yesterday, I'll tell you this. I saw you in that alleyway. I didn't see what you were talking about. You have no idea what she's talking about.
For Kyle, I thought we went down an alleyway and around a corner.
She couldn't see you when you were back there and what you did, but she saw Vatra like go down the alleyway. Is what she's saying.
Oh, okay,
She like saw him disappear down a back alleyway in a sketchy manner. I'm not calling you out.
yeah.
I'm just saying what I saw.
I have a tendency to I want to know. I'd like to gather information about towns and cities that I'm in, and information isn't just from people; it's also learning the layouts of the town, so that way I've had a I've had an unfortunate history of trouble following me, or finding me, I should say. And you never know when somebody might jump you and you want to try to get away. It's happened before. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens again.
I'm gonna say make a deception check, not because you're lying about that, but because you were trying to cover something you have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Anybody in chat want to give Kyle advantage on an important role? I know I don't.
And before
I don't
Cake
think.
Orange gives me disadvantage.
Go
All right.
ahead.
Deception check. A 21.
It's like, strange, but respectable. Know the lay of the land.
Happens with traveling.
Uh,
If you're in a new area, people don't take kindly to new people all the time.
yeah, unfortunately, I kind of just look around. Like I said, I've heard of them. It wouldn't surprise me if they're scheming, but I wouldn't be in on it. Or, sorry, I wouldn't know about it. Know the inner workings of it. Um,
Hmm.
Now, if you're looking to buy something, I can help you. Not, not saying I'll give you information if you buy. Saying I have wares if you
Ah,
need wares.
well,
You
I didn't buy anything yesterday, right?
correct, but you definitely eyed the cards. She holds up this deck. It's like a translucent-ish kind of box. It kind of shimmers as it
Right.
turns in the light.
Uh, well, haven't been able to find the funds for that one yet, but
Yeah,
maybe.
I figured. I was curious why you were coming back in right away, but information fair.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. It's nice to meet you. Bye. You see me around. Name's Voda.
Well, I'm Alaya.
For a
Nice to
handshake,
meet you, Voda. And she shakes your hand. Nice firm grip.
and he'll uh, see you around, maybe at the festival. And he'll head to the Clumsy Ogre
Mm-hmm.
to talk with.
We can kind of just
Yeah, he'll talk with Grenell and Ags to
sure.
see if they know
Ags lets you
anything
know he doesn't really know anything. He just knows.
that it's
He
happening.
goes, "I'd bet on them being smarter than people think." Is basically what he says, which is what he told Vatra as well.
Hmm.
Um, but Grenell, are you asking Grenell specifically about?
If he's heard anything, because he's chatting up folks all the time.
Oh, sure. He is like, I'm mostly just reaping in the praise from my performance yesterday or 2 nights ago, I suppose. Time flows quickly here. Uh, why, if you don't mind me asking, why the quick change in mood? You were getting angrier and angrier since we got here. Last night, you went to bed positively steaming.
Well, every now and then, you just need a good night's rest, and like you said, I slept in.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't seen much of you. Just, I was mostly here at the tavern.
Isn't that usually how it goes?
Well, when fire guy's in charge.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna ensure our free rooms.
Yes, thank you for that. Uh,
Now, if there's anything you need from me, let me know.
okay. And he'll head over to Shelley's.
Sure. All right. So you leave the tavern, and as you're walking out of town, you notice, yeah, all the houses are kind of similar. You start to see some farmland. You make your way to the edge of town, and you approach this. It's a small farmhouse. There's a you see some fields. You see a bunch of animals, all kind of in one. They're like all kind of together. It seems weird. And there's a barn, and the animals are all staying away from the barn. But as you approach, you see an elderly gnome woman who's hunched over. She does not walk to meet you on your approach, but she notices you. And as you get closer, you see her holding herself up by leaning against a pitchfork that is around twice her height.
uh, hello. Are you Shelley?
All right, who are you? What do you want?
My name's Voda. I'm here at the referral of Brother Soren.
I see. And she gets a little closer and she swings the pitchfork from her side way more deftly than you'd expect. And she spins around. She points it kind of towards you, but not menacingly. She's like, "And what do you want?"
Um, just a little bit of information. I'm working with them to try to resolve this undead issue within the town. But more specifically, he mentioned that a young man by the name of Deimos stayed with you a
Ah,
couple months
oh,
back.
the drunkard. Yeah, he was
Oh,
here. What of him?
just looking for information to see if uh you knew or see what you knew, like who he followed, if where he said he was going.
I
I'm in
tell you
need of
what.
a I'm in need of a cleric from Enschel, and
When you
that's all I
say
know.
the words "I'm in need of," you see her lips red into a soft smile. She lowers the pitchfork. She says, "You got something you need. I
The
got something I need.
hmm?
I'll cut you a deal. You help me, I give you the information you're looking for.
Okay. What do you need?
There's something in my barn, and the animals are afraid of it." And you look over, and they're steering clear of the barn, as I pointed out before. Poor things have been sleeping outside the last 2 nights.
Oh.
I would check it out by myself, but I have too much work to do. And you see that, like, she's alone here.
Okay. Um,
Yeah, you scrappy? I don't know what's in there.
I'm. I would like to think that I'm at least able to try to restrain things sufficiently.
Well, if you're able to clear it out, I can definitely give you some information.
Okay. Mentally prepares himself, and he will uh have the some of the book in his right hand, and okay. Uh,
All right,
Is
let's.
and as they're walking towards the barn, he's gonna flip to the back of the book to see if there's an answer, muttering to himself, "I hope this is the right thing."
Oh, looking for the.
See
Oh
if there's a
yeah. So as
response
you
to
look, you see scrawled out underneath it just says "good."
This better be worth it. And ooh,
Shout out to the wonderful site that is 2 Minute Tabletop for an excellent barn map here. I had a harder time finding one than I would have liked originally, and then I found it there. Really cool site.
okay.
No sponsorship or
No
anything like
affiliation
that.
other than
No
we like it.
affiliation. They make really awesome maps.
Where would I be on this map?
You are entering from this side. Let's put your token right on there.
Let's go.
This is the second fight you're walking into willingly.
I would
You
say
walk
at
in
least
right
I'm
from here.
preparing for myself. At least I'm prepared myself, but like I prepared myself for the last one. Let
True.
me see if I have anything that's useful here. As far as prep goes,
Sure. Yeah, you definitely get time to prep yourself as you walk in.
guidance.
Oh, crap.
I'm gonna guidance myself to give myself a D4 or something.
Okay, that's fair. Remember, that's concentration.
Yes,
Okay. Okay. So yeah, you've got guidance prepared, and you're
yes.
walking in.
It's after I cast it. Yes, guidance is only a
Oh well,
minute.
yeah.
It's only a minute, so I don't
Sure.
plan on having
You
it up
walk
super
in,
long.
and you see a thing, and it's something. You see an
Oh,
animal you've never noticed before. You've never seen anything like this. It has these horrifying teeth, and it's what you would imagine are wings, are like folded up above
oh.
its back. Uh,
Can
I'm gonna
you
say,
click the token? I think it's Control Shift Z.
oh, to show the picture.
I think it'll zoom in for me as well.
Control Shift Z.
I think so.
If I do what?
Click the token, select it, and then Control Shift Z. Does
Nah, it's not doing anything.
okay? Never mind then. Well,
Trying to zoom in on the token.
I'll find that I'll find
Once
that
you've
shortcut later.
finished this stuff, I can show you the picture. I just don't want to give the name away yet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I would say there is no nature check to make here. You have no idea what this is.
Oh gosh.
It looks like some kind of bird thing, and it looks right at you, kind of. Its body is facing your direction. You don't see any eyes.
Uh, real quick.
Sure.
Can I make a quick perception check just to see if I notice anything, any others around?
Yeah, please.
No guidance on that.
Good guidance on that.
Natural 20.
You see
22.
in this room to the north there, you see one more poking out right
Oh.
around the corner right there.
Uh-oh.
But you can't see any others if there are any others from where you're at least.
Okay.
So you got two of these things. That one looks identical to this one. And as soon as it sees you, we're going to roll some initiative.
Okay, let's see if guidance applies to this
To initiative?
automatic. It's an ability check.
Yeah, it should. I don't know if it will automatically or not.
Well,
I don't think you need it.
I'm gonna roll it anyways because skill checks be damned.
Sure.
I don't need to make skill checks super often. During
Oh,
combat. And I'll get rid of my 23.
you really don't need it, but that's okay.
23.
It rolled an 8. I think you're going first. So
Okay.
yeah, you get in and you're able to react faster than it can. What you doing?
Requesting some tunes.
Oh yeah, let's just go with the one I have in here currently.
Yeah.
A little bit of Kevin MacLeod, as
Yeah.
previously mentioned. Set it to actually loop.
I am going to. And just double checking. Ah, yes. Okay. I am going to raise my hand up, my left hand. Just holding on to the book. There's a subtle glow, light green glow coming out from under my glove, and a small mote of starlight appears above my head, and I launch it at the thing in the middle of the room, and I need it to make as I cast the cantrip Starburst, and I need it to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh boy. It fails. I rolled a total of 1.
So it's kind of like taken in by the light and doesn't react in time as it slams into its body. 5 points of radiant damage.
5 points of radiant. Let me make sure there's no things with radiant damage.
Mm-hmm.
No. There's nothing dealing with radiant damage in this creature.
And I'm going to, because I see that one over there.
Yep.
I'm going to move here just so I'm slightly further away from it.
Sure. That is fair. The one directly in front of you, you see it shake off your attack as much as it can. It appears to be bloodied already. Or pretty much exactly. And it takes to the air and flies right at your head. And gets right to your head, and it's gonna unleash a couple attacks at you.
Shelly just hears, from inside.
It tries to bite at you. What is your armor class?
Only 13 right now.
Only 13 right now. Yeah, it hits with both for a total of...
Let's see. Oh, that's an action. Okay.
22 to hit.
Whoa.
The first. Yeah, I rolled high. Which is 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
And if I roll another natural 20 after this one, the audience might not find out. But a natural 20 for another 8 slashing.
Oh.
I need to stop rolling nat 20s against you. It's going to be an issue.
Bloodied for bloodied, I suppose.
Yeah, no worries. So that one does its thing. The one up top there, at the end of that one's turn, you see it fall to the ground. Like it can't sustain its flight.
Ooh.
Yeah. The one over here chooses not to fly, but it comes out 10, 15, 20, 25. Gets as close to you as it can, and then unfortunately, you happen to go in the direction of where the last one is hiding.
Oh, no.
Right around the corner.
Oh, no.
Just bad luck. There was no way you could have seen it even with the natural 20. It was behind a
Yeah.
wall. Advantage. Ooh, you have advantage on your next thing. Oh,
Well,
for specify for me or for Kyle. And it rounds the corner and it tries to get to like right here. And it unfortunately can't attack.
Hmm.
So that
okay.
leads it. Well, it can't attack yet. So it leads it back to you.
I'm going to use spell. I'm going to cast
For Kyle, okay.
Armor of
Good call.
Agathis.
Nice.
So I get 10 temporary HP because it's cast at second level.
I was certain you were going to cast that on the way in, but
for some reason I thought it was I don't know why I thought it was concentration.
gotcha.
And yeah, my left hand glows a little bit, and then burst of cold just rushes up the arm and across my torso, or across my
Sure.
body. So now I have 10 temporary HP, and for every attack that hits me, until the temp HP is gone, that creature takes 10 points of cold damage. Then, as a bonus action,
Sure.
Oh boy, that's both of us needing to hydrate from two different folks.
Oh wow, look at that.
There you have
Cheers.
it. Match first modifier. All right, and then I'm going to use a bonus action to expend 2 uses of healing light, which I don't have
Sure.
a macro for yet,
That's fine.
and that heals me for just making sure. For 2d6, no modifier.
Nice.
10 hit points back.
Nice.
Okay, gets me out of bloody, definitely.
Very good. Getting ready for Mister.
I think he's gonna be hopping on soon.
Oh, you're having your stream. Yeah, I know what you meant. I was just messing with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to provoke an attack from this one.
You're still within it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, from the one on this one here. I'm gonna provoke
It
an
kind
attack
of
from.
wobbles from its position on the ground and tries to bite at you.
Still a 13 to hit.
I keep rolling very high, so that hits.
Okay.
There's 6 piercing, but how much does it take?
10.
10. You see it just a burst of cold. Are you making it just straight up cold like normal? I know.
Just
Or
cold.
flare. Okay, cool. Didn't know if you wanted to flare the look of it or anything. So you just
Mr.
see
Rogers
it.
is coming over.
You see this thing bite you, and as it bites and gets into your flesh, ice just kind of pulses through it, and it just explodes. But you notice as it explodes into ash, and just the body's gone.
Can I make an Arcana check for that?
Absolutely.
Advantage on this, I guess. 19.
Yep.
I'm gonna turn off guidance.
You know things. Mr. Rogers is coming over. Beautiful. You know that things from the Nine Hells and other dark planes sometimes get sent back to those places upon their demise.
Okay. Well, that worked out pretty well. I'm gonna.
It's still their turn. Oh no, that's the end of your turn. I'm sorry.
I've only moved 15 or 10 feet, so I'm gonna
Sure.
move away again to provoke an attack from this one.
It's gonna hesitate, but I'll roll to see if it does it.
I'm gonna roll for dumb.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for dumb. They're pretty dumb. That is a significantly better roll than I was expecting. It. I think it lets you move,
Okay.
and it questions itself for a second.
5,
You see its
10,
head
15,
tilt.
25, 30.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Mm-hmm. The one that just rolled for dumb is gonna kind of look at, or not look. You see they don't have eyes, but it seems to be aware of where things are, and it kind of positions itself here, and makes this strange like growl cluck sound. And the other one flies its way over towards your head and is going to attack you with advantage. They just intentionally flanked you.
Uh,
But it has advantage, but we know what happens if it hits. So we're gonna roll each one of those twice. Oh, I didn't need to roll twice. I had advantage already. That is 2 hits. No natural 20s this time. So it takes 3 piercing, but upon taking 3 piercing, it takes 10 cold and dies.
yes. Aha.
So
Does the
so you
other one
actually
attack?
don't know because the other one did not attack it. It put it, it sacrificed the other one to see if it would happen again because it rolled smart.
Hmm.
So it just kind of balks, terrified, and like looks around, like spins around, and it just gives up and stays put.
Okay. I still have one point of
1 point. Yeah, I figured you did. It is your turn.
yeah. Sorry. Aha. It worked. I added healing light. I am going to
Okay.
seeing how well it worked before.
Sure.
I'm going to use and the fact actually let me check one thing because this is really cool.
Sure.
Nice. This time as a bonus action, as I pull out a dagger, I cast the spell. Let me put it up in chat here. Spell Hoarfrost.
You want to run that by me again?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Like boar, B-O-A-R with an H.
Sure.
Hoarfrost. And the dagger becomes coated in ice.
Oh my god. You know what? I'm gonna retcon one thing because I can't read. It only matters in the second one. The other one is not dead. It seems to have resisted the cold damage and only took less than you expected it to.
Okay.
Because I can't read.
You
probably wouldn't do this then, if you saw that.
Oh no, I would still.
Okay.
Because it's only a bonus action to cast this.
I knew they were resistant to cold and forgot.
And let me double check if I do my. Okay, it does not change everything to charisma from dexterity. Okay, so I'm gonna try. Well, seeing how it's still alive, I'm just gonna try to stab it with the dagger coated in ice.
Go for it. I'm with this one here.
The one that bit me.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So.
Oh, did its second attack hit then?
Yeah, and that would have killed it.
How much damage did the second attack do?
Okay, 3.
Okay.
So it is dead. So
Okay.
this attack is going towards the other one,
Yes.
but you are out of your armor.
Yes, I am now out of the armor.
Yeah, I was like, I just double checked, and I was like, wait a minute. Oh no. Okay, so a 7 on this one here.
Yeah.
I do not believe a 7 hits, unfortunately. It does not. They share your armor class. How does that make you feel?
Like I need new armor. Okay. That is my action and bonus. I don't want to move.
Okay. Yeah, this last one, I did not click initiative. Okay. Apparently I just rolled for initiative for it again. It doesn't know for sure this is going to work, but it's going to try anyway. It's just going to try to attack you because it is afraid. That is only 1 hit for 4 piercing with its bite. It tries to claw at you, but you're able to dodge out of the way.
Woo!
And
oh, hang on. Let me hit reconnect here.
you can do it.
Oh, there we go. You're back.
Computer just decided to give up for a minute.
Ah.
It's fine. I'm still here. Let me make sure my recording's still going. It is. Okay.
Okay, good. All right. So I got hit once.
Yeah, just once for 4.
For 4. Okay.
Yep. Oh, did it freeze that far back?
No, just making sure that I heard correctly.
Gotcha.
Okay. Then, on my turn, all right, I'm going to cast another fun spell. I need it to make a dexterity saving throw as I attempt to entomb it in ice.
Very nice. Dexterity saving throw. It only rolled an 11, so it just failed.
Okay, so it is entombed in. It is frozen solid in ice, but it can try to. Stream is frozen.
Stream is frozen.
It's not frozen on my end.
It's not. I don't see it frozen either. Try to refresh it quick and just let us know if that fixes it. Steph.
On my end over here either.
Yeah, I don't see it frozen.
Okay. But thank you. Oh, yay!
Okay, it's all good. Thank you.
So since they are,
it might have had an issue when the computer mixed up a minute.
That'll probably do it.
You see, it takes less damage than you were originally expecting, like I said before.
Yep. So just to throw the spell card up. There's that. So they are. Dexterity be restrained for the duration at the beginning of the trap creature. Okay, so it's
nice.
it is entombed. So it's restrained, but it's also entombed. So would you rule that as fully enclosed in the ice?
It sounds like it, and it sounds like you can't attack it without attacking the ice.
It is concentration, so but I am far away from it. So I'm going to, or I am next to it. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to back up.
Sure.
And then end my turn. Actually, I'm gonna make sure that this macro is working correctly.
What are you macroing?
And heal myself again.
Very good.
Second level.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
+9.
Yeah, it sounds like that you can't attack through that without damaging the ice.
Yeah, creature would have to make a strength save against my DC to break free as an action, or an ally of that creature would need to break the ice. But
right, can you attack it without hitting the ice? Though it doesn't sound like it.
Doesn't sound like it, but it's a concentration spell, so I can drop it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, it will attempt a strength save, strength check against your DC of 12. It rolled a 0.
Oh.
You see it try to fly and fail miserably. I think that's about all it can do.
Yeah.
As it is not a spellcaster. Shocker.
I'm gonna free action drop Entomb Ice, and instead of Starburst, I'm gonna see how dexterous these things are and do Sacred Flame. As a burst of light shoots down from just above the creature.
It's another 11. You do notice the fire also seems to not.
It's actually it's called Sacred Flame, but
it's radiant. That's right. You're right. Yep, my bad. So it is very bloodied, still standing.
Oh.
Just barely. It only got hit for 1 point before.
Oh, come on.
Super nice. Yeah. Anything else from Voda?
I will. No, I'm gonna stay right here.
Alrighty. That will bring us back to its turn, the weird chicken thing. And it will, now that it can move, it's just going last-ditch effort fighting. So it can get directly to you because you both have the same movement speed.
No.
Disadvantage. All right, it's got disadvantage on its strikes.
Who has disadvantage?
I do. She's being nice to you. You can specify. I imagine the chicken, though. I'm going to imagine it's me. That's fine. It's still doing 2 attacks. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Oh, that canceled out a crit.
Oh,
It turned a crit
thank
into a
you.
natural one,
Oh,
but the first hit did hit for 5 piercing,
oh, come on.
even with disadvantage. It rolled a 17.
Then I will. I'll
It
just.
falls to the ground too
Is
after
it?
its flight.
Does it fall?
It's not. No, it doesn't fall
Damn
prone. It
it.
just falls.
All right, since it's right in front of me,
Yep.
I'll just try to hit it with my dagger. Does a 15 hit?
15 hits. Yes.
And Hoarfrost is not concentration. It just lasts for a minute.
Okay.
So 5 piercing and then 3 reduced to 1 cold.
It had 2 hit points.
Yes.
So as you stab, you can describe the death if you'd like.
So hold this. I unsheathe the dagger again, because Voda actually has to put away and wield his weapons. And there's just a little flash of cold, and as I stab into it, the ice shatters off, and little specks pierce into this fiendish chicken, I guess, and all around its body as it slowly starts to freeze, and then it bursts apart as it turns to ash.
Again. Yeah, it
Shelly,
is. So the
Shelly.
you actually look over and you see Shelly was watching like the whole time, and she looks over. What are those? What were those
You're
things?
the farmer.
I ain't never seen anything like those.
Great. Well, hopefully you don't see them ever again. They're gone now.
Well, thanks. Well, fair is fair. Come with me. And she invites you into her farmhouse for some nice iced tea, perhaps a little sweetened.
Oh,
Uh, and she says, "All right. So you hear about Deimos, huh?
yes.
Well, first thing I can tell you is his full name. I'm sure that'll be useful. Uh, that's Deimos Horaneth. You made the character, Kyle. How's that how we pronounce his last name?
Horneth.
Horaneth. Deimos Horaneth. Uh, he's a bit of a drunkard. He uh, he said he's from Enschel. He was quite a talker. He's got a ton of siblings. A lot of siblings. I don't recall all their names. I think he said 6 of them.
That's a big family.
That's a big family. He mentioned one was adopted, and that one stuck out. Said she was a drow. Said something about
Oh,
speaking
wow.
to him in a vision.
He was really open, huh? Must have been in a bit of a stupor.
He was pretty much always drunk. Uh,
Do you happen to
uh,
know who he follows?
he follows. I'm in the notes. I'm in the notes. Uh, where is it in the notes?
Hmm.
You know the answer, Kyle.
Yes.
I'm so close. Oh yeah, Baranar.
Baranar.
Baranar said it was a little bit different. Dwarven god, I believe. You make a religion check.
There you are. 21.
Uh, you know that
But I know the full
Bar.
name.
Yeah,
So Baranor True
Baranor
Silver.
True Silver is the dwarven god of. I just had it and I clicked another part of the page. Dwarven god of the hearth, home, and truth.
And apparently beer, if he's a bit of a drunkard.
Yeah, I guess so. He said he looked to be. I, I didn't ask him. I didn't want to be rude about what kind of person he was. I think he was mostly human. I couldn't quite tell. He kind of covered up a little bit of his hair there. But he said he was from Menschel. He left after getting this strange vision from from his younger adopted sibling there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, didn't exactly say exactly where he was headed, just kind of away from there. Though he said he would have to return home at some point.
Okay.
Um,
Did he say where he was going?
uh, he said that he just needed to get away for a while. When he left town, he left north. Anshel being to the west, I imagine that's not directly where he was headed.
Probably not.
Uh, he talked a lot about his family. His dad worked for someone named Ambition.
Oh, okay.
You can make
Hmm.
a
History?
history check. I think is what we did before for Ambition.
18. Rolling
18.
well
Yeah,
today.
you know Ambition to be this kind of reclusive wizard from Enshel.
Okay. Okay. Um, well, gives me. I'm gonna write all this down in the book.
Sure.
Um, so Deimos Horineth, uh, cleric of uh the Dwarven Mother, True Silver, um, just north, alt, and then question mark, waiting for a response. Maybe it'll just be
Yeah.
good. If it doesn't say good, then maybe I'll head to Enschel, or I'll think about heading to Enschel first.
Sure. So you kind of wrap up this little conversation with Shelly, getting here, doing all that fighting, talking to her for a while, talking to everybody else. It's later in the day now.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it's late afternoon. So do you head back to the tavern? Do you head
I'll
back?
start. I'll look around real quick. Does she just because she has been super helpful?
Sure.
I know she's a farmer, but does she have any plants that are like not doing so hot,
You see, she's a busy person all on her own here. Yeah, there's definitely
like some
just like a
potted
patch
plants?
of like right out front. There's just like a few plants that she seems like she hasn't as much time to tend to as her crops.
Okay. Then you've been so very helpful. I've only destroyed some things today, and let me see if my green thumb is still any good. And I'll reach down, touch that group, that set of plants, and I'll use the cantrip tree heal, which will heal them up for for a little bit, or if they have any pests or diseases, will
Sure.
uh yeah will help get rid of that.
We'll give it some flair. We'll say the plant kind of gains a little bit of greenery, perks back up a little bit. Well, that's a nice trick.
It's I don't get to use it very often. It's a once a day sort of thing.
Well, appreciate it. Best of luck finding that drunkard. Still can't imagine exactly what you'd need from him, but
Also, if he's a drunkard, I can't imagine that he got too far.
he seemed pretty agile.
Okay.
Oh,
Hmm?
sorry, I almost forgot one of the most important things. He had this little friend.
Little friend?
Yeah. Uh, what would I call it? What would I even call it?
What it looked like?
You ever seen a dragon?
Not in person.
uh, he said his name was Flicker. He said it's called some kind of Sida Suda.
Arcana check? Nature
Yeah, go
check?
ahead. Arcana check.
Let's see. Okay, still rolling above 10.
Yeah,
15.
you know what the term is. Yeah,
Oh, pseudo dragon.
yeah. Said found it in a caught in a spider web and was able to save it, and they're traveling together. It was
Well, I mean, he can't be so bad if he saved it from
that
a
thing
spider
was
web and it
that
wants
thing
him
was
young.
drinking. Yeah, the thing was drinking beer with him. I swear.
Okay, that's interesting.
They couldn't talk to each other though.
Oh, well, maybe he'll be willing to help if I can resolve that issue. Who knows?
So you make your way back into town
Mm-hmm.
to the tavern. We're gonna wrap up with the next scene, time wise today.
Yes.
So as you make back to the tavern, you see Grendel and Ags. They chat you up a little bit. You eventually go upstairs, I imagine, just to kind of wind it down.
Yes, and
Uh-huh. You look at
given
your book.
yeah, I wanted to give it enough time for a potential response.
Yep. So there is a response written in the book, and it just says Enschel.
Okay.
And then it says others question mark.
Okay. Well, I'll ask around for a Horaneth family. I can't get a lead on that. Maybe that's what they mean.
Okay. So as you're taking your time tonight, we need one check here.
Uh,
Just one for Voda.
he makes it with advantage, right?
Yes, he
Because
does.
okay, some
All the
save
rolls have been good till now. All right. So
22.
he's able to go through his normal. You see him
Yeah,
just
he
in a
stays awake
meditative.
and he's
Yeah.
just flipping through the book, double checking everything that he's got prepared.
Hmm.
Um, and he will just spend his evening that way, reading through his book, jotting some things down, just notes from the day, and he'll leave the curtains open so he can see the sun rise the next day.
Sure. Yeah, he's almost in a meditative state throughout the night doing this.
Yeah.
He will start the next day nice and rested, because that's all he needs. So,
Okay.
thanks for thanks. That's where we're going to end this session. So we've
Oh
got
boy.
some, yeah, we got some things going on. If anyone remembers from last time, Vatra was asked to specifically help the undead organization known as the Church of Ambition to steal a relic from the Temple of Tyr during their festival. So we
And
now
now
have,
Voda's been tasked by the Temple of Tyr to stop
but it
the
does
undead.
appear that Voda is the one in who's ready to go today.
Yes.
So
I'm excited
that's
for
good to
this
know.
winter's for the start of winter festival.
Indeed. Oh, those were, by the way, straight out of Descent into Avernus. Funny enough, we didn't get to them in our game as we did not go to Avernus yet. But these are known as
Yes.
abyssal
Abyssal
chickens.
chickens.
Beautiful, beautiful thing. I will show this to anyone still watching. They are hideous. They look like that. Did that show up for you, guys?
It
Yeah,
did.
yeah. Uh, they grody. Uh, oh, you should just zoom in on the big picture. Didn't want to zoom in on the. Oh, I guess you could do it that way. Yeah, they're pretty
Oh no.
foul. They have blind sight. They don't actually see. Uh, they are nasty, and I'm that combat seemed pretty well balanced. I'm glad three of them was enough. I thought
Yeah.
about four originally, and then the fact that they can multi attack and the amount of natural 20s I rolled last time.
Yeah. Vatra's
Uh,
cocky, Voda's cautious.
oh, for sure. And Voda can heal himself and everything else too. So, yeah, we're gonna end there today.
All right. Have a good
Bye.
night, everybody. We'll see you around.